single drop of all you got. Every single drop of all you got. Every single drop of all you got. Every single bit of all you have. Every single bit of all you have. Every single drop of all you got. Every single drop of all you got. Every single bit of all you have. Every single bit of all you have. Every single drop of all you got.
Well, hello. Hi, how's everyone doing? Hope y'all doing well. We're back again, yet again. Yet again, again. Where? We're here, we're playing Phoenix, right? We are playing even more Phoenix fucking Wright because I want to see this through because I'm too invested in that fucking shit right now, injected into my veins like right now. So let's exactly go here. 3 days in a row. 3 days in a row. So yeah, all this determination of Demolished versus Phasmophobia was 20 to 11. 20 to 10. Yes, I guess. I don't know. I don't really care for that game. So yeah, I'm doing fine. Hope you're doing well, Rico. Let's us get straight into it. Oh yeah. Yeah. Also, I'm running low on water. I need to buy more water tomorrow because I just like last bottle. I have half of it. What have I done wrong? I can't allow it to go on like this. I'm just a simple defense attorney. Silence! You are no longer worthy of your title. Today I'll stand in court as a lawyer. Tally any redeems after run out, use faucet water? No. Actually, I could use faucet water to be fair, but yeah, I'll be fine. Alright. Oh. Hello, it's Phoenix Wright. You look so well, dude. You gotta prove me not guilty today, right? No, fuck you. Drops metal pipe. Hi, Phantom. How you doing? Dioda! Where did you get a drink from? If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me, your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict, too. Ah. Better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? Get back, creepy slime bag, and not guilty. I'll never forgive you, ever. Phoenix! Mia! Maya, how's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? She hasn't tried to challenge me since yesterday. Mia, what am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force your biggest smiles. But you can't give up. There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here, not anywhere. Ugh. Is that a cursed on guard again, innit? Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. You're really mean, pal. Ah, gumshoe. I'm really sorry. Where are you? They let me join the investigation team and we're chasing after the killer, pal. What? Then you have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now we've got 0 leads on the guy. But we're not going to give up. Gumshoe? Until the trial is over, until the verdict is handed down, we're going to do everything we can and find the killer. We can get Mario out, then you can get On Guard the guilty verdict he deserves, pal. It's true, I could do that if they found Maya for... So you're telling me I gotta stall for time? Well, luckily, I'm good at that. You got that, so you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. I have to make the trial last longer? If you got Mr. Edgeworth with everything you've got, then you two can draw it out. Oh, now I get it. I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're going to give it all we've got, just like you. Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. Beep. Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. The power of friendship. It's the strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance. Yeah. Whew, we're doing this. Looks like we're coming to the end. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through, I know it. Courtroom number 3. This is where it all ends. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt On Guard. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being what exactly was Miss Andrea Andrews' role in this murder. That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? No. Kind of. Kind of. Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings. Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. On Guard, and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape. And you're saying that she's guilty after all? I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card. What is that? It looks like a shell. This is the calling card of a certain assassin. An assassin, you say? Yes, Juan Corrida was killed by a professional assassin. And the person who hired the assassin, his client, so to speak, is Matt On Guard. What a surprising turn of events. I would think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor. I know what's going on this time. So I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true. But we still have to hold out as long as we can. At least until Maya is safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today. Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. Prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please. Oh, okay. I am, Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star. And what is your relation to the defendant? Well, that's, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way, yeah. Mr. Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much. Oh, sorry, well, I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy. On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct? Yes. Wait, what? I didn't know that. But you know, I didn't actually get to see Matt when I went. All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. On Guard's room. Okay, sure. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume.
He was talking with someone. At first, I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me.
That's us, by the way.
Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Powell's testimony.
And talking with the bellboy is no big deal. If one assumes that the person Mr. Ongard was talking to is an ordinary bellboy.
What are you implying?
Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Looks like we're in another sticky situation. Huh? A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're just going to have to charge in head first, right? Ah, shit. Ah, shit. The defendant's room. Why did you go there?
Well, I'm his mentor, like a big brother sort of, and I wanted to say congrats. What's wrong? Why did you stop? Mr. Wright!
What is it?
You're going to try to trick me into a corner, aren't you?
Huh?
I know I'm just a poor independent actor star, but I'm not the killer.
No one said you were, Mr. Powers.
No, please, don't trick me. Every time you do your lawyer thing, the witness suddenly turns into the bad guy.
Every time? Witness? I will personally talk to the defendant at a later time. So for now, please kindly cooperate and continue with your testimony.
Yep, sorry. So you went to the defendant's room, and then?
Hey, wait a minute. When and how did I suddenly turn to the bad guy here? Hello? Are you sure that was Matt on guard?
Yeah, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing it because samurai mask then.
That's the case, then he really can't be mistaken. And what was the defendant doing standing in front of his own room? At first, what do you mean by that?
Well, he was in a bellboy's uniform and he had a bottle of juice on the tray.
Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me.
Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy.
And why was that?
Why do I think that, Mr. Wright?
How am I supposed to know?
Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry.
Guess I'm going to have to wait patiently on this one. Do we have the wine glass on the crime scene? In any picture? We have it right there. So the bellboy was in the room, obviously, because he set down the tray over there. You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct?
Yeah, the bellboy just wanted to say congrats.
Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange?
You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip.
A tip? But that's a perfectly normal thing to do.
So, how long did you watch the two of them? Ah, no more than a minute or two, I think.
So who are these guests you're talking about?
You guys, of course. You and Maya and Little Pearl. And I thought it would be really rude since I invited you guys if I disappeared on you. So I went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matt in the hallway.
This is like squeezing water from a stone. It's probably pointless to press further. You remember this incident? Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night? I don't remember it happening at all. Maya was making such a racket in her hyperstate. I ended up focusing on her. I see. In any case, from his story, he probably wasn't gone for very long. What can I pull? There's nothing I can pull from this. Personally. At least I don't feel like I can pull anything from this. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Well, let's see, what do I have? Bear, photograph, receipt, the bear. You have a bear. Transmitter, spy camera, picture card, artist photo. Huh. Huh. Hmm. So what if we just randomly drop the butler here? That sounds like a bad idea, but... Okay, never mind. Well, that's unfortunate. But why did you give up? Why did you just give up? There's no reason for it. You could have just walked up to him. Danger in front of us ruined the outfit. That is true. That is true. It wasn't gone for very long. Also, look at my 2 health back, lol. Save's coming. I love video games. Let me go for everything again. Let's go there. He wanted to say congrats. Right. Oh yeah. Look, I tricked you into a colony. Shut up. Still in the costume. Did not have the mask. First, it was Noah Bellboy. Only a few minutes ago you wait, what? Oh, I did feel so... Hang on. Let me read that again. At first? What do you mean by that?
I think it was a normal bellboy.
And why was that?
Why did I think that, Mr. Wright?
How am I supposed to know? Hey, wait a second. Actually, Mr. Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated that you did feel something weird. And that you gave him a tip. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself?
Ah, yeah, that's it. You really know your job. Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
This bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he?
Perhaps we should let the witness tell us.
Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony. You mean about the bellboy, right?
So I gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that?
Oh, well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me.
How much it was?
Well, that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket. And that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid I don't follow at all. Sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which of his shocking moments I should ask about. The tip, actually. The defendant's a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree?
Sure, but giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think.
A little too much? Would you please clarify for the court about how much would you say the defendant gave to the bellboy?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess.
And why is that?
Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash.
A roll of cash?
Ah, well. How interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it?
A very fat roll of cash that can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. Just beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. Well, even if we're in the wrong, we have to pack for time, so. The defendant's a superstar. That kind of tip is typical fare for people like him. Are you saying that all superstars are super spenders? Yes, actually. If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, then why on earth would I stand around here prosecuting? Got a point, I don't even get paid, let alone rolls of cash for all my hard work. Wait, you don't get paid?
So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it?
Payment, Your Honor.
Payment.
Isn't it obvious for the murder of Juan Carito?
Then the bellboy witness saw.
Yes, he was the assassin.
Well, you see. Hold your horses now, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any proof of this, do you?
Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here Ricard Shelley the killer left at the crime scene.
Shelley the killer?
Hello, Jackie, what's up? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Here's the person the police's special investigation team has been chasing for ages. I'm certain that the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley the killer.
Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head and I think I just figured out something. Oh? Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night.
What? Kinda lately. Same, actually. My sleep's been kinda fucked up, but, you know, work might be going upwards next week. I'll see about that. And we'll see how it goes. And, shenanigans. Shenanigans. Also, I bought a bunch of games yesterday.
Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir. Right away.
Nice indeed.
This time, I was in an hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. And that's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Carito's room. Now that I think about it, that bellboy did seem kinda out of place. Yeah, so you had to be the assassin, I'm sure of it. I mean...
You're currently waiting on the death stream for Wolfram? True, that one is today! True! Yeah, I can't watch it because, you know, I'm here, but still, I'm gonna rewatch it. I'm gonna probably rewatch it and see what shit's going down. Thank you very much. That's all we need for now.
Huh? But I'm not done. There's still more.
Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. the Killer, then we shall see.
So the bellboy came out of the victim's room. And if the bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer's fairly obvious.
That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain and make us laugh. This is no laughing matter. Yep. I'm pressured. And what time was it?
Oh, I don't remember. The award ceremony ended around 8 p.m., right? And I went to Matt's room pretty soon after that, and then I came back.
Fuck, you actually saw him.
And then I went to the bathroom. So I guess maybe it was around 8-10 p.m. by that time.
What does the autopsy report say? 5 minutes later.
You're not for details, are you, Mr. Powers? Sorry. I thought I could maybe catch man and say my congrats.
Are you sure it was the same bellboy?
Yeah.
And how could you tell? All the bellboys wear the same uniform after all.
But you see, well, he had some stitches in his face.
Ah,
So I'm sure it's the same guy I was talking to Matt.
so which room did the bellboy come out of? The victim's room, huh?
Yeah, the one with all the pretty flowers and teddy bears. It was one's room, alright.
Let's can't describe how screwed I am. Huh. Let's continue with this testimony, shall we? So what exactly was so out of place about him? Right. Why the insipid grin? Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's going to say next.
Well, the bear was empty-handed.
Fuck! Empty-handed?
That plumber was one of those room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart and he wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you?
I agree that this is a bit strange, Mr. Powers. Is it really that unusual for Belbo to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should I let Mr. Powers' testimony slide, or... Try to pull a fast one, because he did unload his plate. There's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy.
But there really is.
There really isn't. If you two are done being school children, bellboys are for room service. There's no reason for them to be empty-handed ever. Unless they finish delivering something. Your Honor, asked what the witness previous statement be supplying with this one. Ah, it's worth. Are you going to do whatever you can to make sure the bellboy looks suspicious?
I see. Very well, this court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you could please amend your testimony. Yes, sir.
So you're saying that it's suspicious for him to be empty-handed?
Yeah, really suspicious. I mean, when I first saw that bellboy, he was holding a tray in his hand, and there was a bottle of juice and a wine glass on it.
Juice? What kind of juice was it?
I'm pretty sure it was tomato juice.
You could come up with some sort of reason as to why he would come out empty-handed. Some sort of proof, and I think we can dodge the bullet on this one for now. Proof, huh? Looks like another job for the court record. Please don't be so quick to judge.
Oh, but it's kind of a Powers family thing.
Really?
Think of every person as a thief.
Well, I guess a thief and an assassin are both sneaky and silent. That's not the point, Phoenix. In any case, if that bellboy was the assassin, it would be very bad for us. But he really is the assassin, you know? Yes, but you can't give in yet. If you want to prolong this trial for as long as possible, you're going to have to pull some cheap tricks on this one. Do I punch the photo or the wine glass? Let's try the photo.
There you go.
Mr. Powers?
Yeah?
You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true.
But, isn't he really suspicious? He's got all those stitches and...
So, the baseball has stitches. Are you saying all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? Oh, it just means they're snitches.
Well, there's also, what about him being empty-handed?
I would like to ask the court to please take a look here.
This is a crime scene.
There is a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Kirito's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. And now, if you would look at what is on the top of a table in the lower right corner here, anyone can clearly see that it's a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Kirito's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left.
But, it would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room.
Ah, but can you prove that Mr. Kirito was already dead at the time?
Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes.
I blame you for leading me down this route.
I'm terribly sorry. What is it with him? Why is he laughing? Witness, isn't there one more thing you would like to share with us?
Oh, is there?
The bellboy was empty-handed, or should I say empty-handed? I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands.
Oh, yeah. I almost forgot.
Huh? What?
That bellboy, he was wearing gloves.
Gloves?
Yeah, pitch black, leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right? Right, leather gloves. Why didn't you mention them earlier? Sorry, it slipped my mind.
Ah! Boy, does this make the bellboy look really suspicious. Alright, gotta focus. Can't get lax here. So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves.
Come on, Mr. Wright. That bellboy was wearing black leather once.
So? A football is made of... Are you saying all footballs are suspicious because they're made of leather?
Oh. But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant, and then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. Don't you think that even that someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy?
Ah. It seems that we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest?
Oh yes, please tell us more. Okay. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Then the old guy just left without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat. So, the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, went to the defendant's room. Yeah, I kinda saw that by accident.
Some accident, I'd say you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven.
I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get this started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor. Is that what you saw while you were busy spying?
Excuse me? I may be a poor underpaid action star, but even I wouldn't stoop to spying. Well, I think the point is, where did you watch all this from, Mr. Powers? Oh, from the door of the bathroom with my left eye and a sort of sneaky spy-like.
I knew he was spying. Please, does it really matter if he was doing it over or underhandedly? What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care about now. I said hold it.
Okay.
That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details.
Oh, okay.
Huh. Should probably ask him only one question at a time. About the something. You gave something to this person.
Yeah.
And what was this something?
Oh, if I remembered what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something, would I? But this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers? I think it was something kind of small.
This is an incredibly crucial piece of information. Please try to remember what it was.
I'll try.
In the meantime, let's talk of another point, namely what the bellboy did next.
Who after he gave the person inside the room the thing?
Where did this bellboy go after he left Enguarde's room?
He opened the door to Viola Hall. Went in there, and who knows after that, right?
Ah, I do. Did you see anything strange, suspicious, or just out of the ordinary at the time?
Oh yeah, I saw that one thing.
What? You saw something else?
There was this jittery alien with a ray gun. I was watching Juan Store like some sort of... stalker.
Huh. I think we can forget about the alien. Oh, Mr. Powell's testimony just now was as vague as his first. A little troublesome, isn't it? But I'm sure if you press him enough, everything will become clearer. Although, that just makes it harder on us, doesn't it? Talk about a lose-lose situation. Okay. What about the person inside? So who took this something about by handed off?
Actually, I don't know.
What do you mean?
I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. Only an arm.
And you're saying you didn't see the person's face?
Yeah.
I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went into the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm.
Yeah, it was just like that.
Mr. Redruth, was all this really that important? Of course, Your Honor. I think this is the utmost important. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client.
Mr. Powers, please try to remember what was the bellboy handed off. Well, let's see, I think it was... no. Remember, please add it to your testimony. Yes, sir.
A wooden statue? A statue?
Yeah, I think I looked like one, I guess. If I saw the actual thing, I'd probably remember, you know.
Looks like for this trial to proceed, I'm going to have to come up with whatever the statue thing is to show it to him. You're going to have to trust the instinct on this one and take a chance, Phoenix.
Mr. Powers, let's continue with testimony. What did the bellboy do after that?
Hey, look at this.
Huh?
What's the point of pregnant pause?
Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up.
It was me, Your Honor. What is it, Phoenix? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this.
Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out.
Yeah, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix, deep breath. Mr. Powers, the something you saw. What is this item?
Oh, hey, that's it. That's the something. Well, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out.
I recall we found this at Matt Enguarde's mansion.
At the defendant's house. What does this mean?
It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley the killer assassinated Juan Carita in his room. And then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime.
Then the bear being found at Mr. Enguarde's mansion would mean...
It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt Enguarde is the killer's client.
Order! I said order! Mr. Wright, this is the most unfortunate turn of events for you.
Yeah. Sorry, Mia. No, it's alright. Your judgment was all sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. Same, actually. Not now, then it would have later on. Even if you hadn't shown it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have. I almost forgot you knew about it too.
I figured it's clear that there is no need for us to continue this trial.
I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we've already looked. Alright, Jackie, cheers for popping. You have a great time and enjoy the death stream. And I don't know, if you get excited, tell me shit. Matcha. Hi, Bootsy. Oh my god, hi. Hi. Hi, how you doing? Hope you're doing well. What's your in real time? Shut up! Don't spoil the secret. Don't spoil the Pep secret. Your Honor, a minute, please.
Yes, Mr. Wright?
There are still a few points left that we have not fully explored. What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, you can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further?
The person who got the bear. There was one thing in Power's testimony that was very unclear, and that is the identity of the person who received the bear. The person inside the room, but he only saw an arm. We can't be sure. Oh! Huh?
Huh? Huh? What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why. Oh, yeah, sorry. Actually, so, I remembered. I remember who took the bear.
Oh, now you do. What?
Really? I mean, I only saw his arm, but, the arm, it was the Nickel Samurai's arm, I swear.
Was it though? Okay, so right arm is correct. Right arm is correct, unfortunately. You've got to be kidding. Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers?
I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai. Order, order! It looks like you've dug your own grave, yet again.
How many times is that today? I've lost count. So the person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And as we all know, man on guard is the Nickel Samurai.
Thanks to the defense, we've made that all the clearer.
What am I supposed to do now? Mia, help me. You don't have time to act lost. You've got to find another angle to attack this from. Hurry.
Now, I will bring this cross-examination to...
Your Honor?
Again, Mr. Wright. We've already removed any and all questionable areas of this testimony.
It's about time to remove from this court, Mr. Wright. I have to find something. Even one more little point will do. There are still questions left unanswered. What are you trying to pull?
Kind of that.
Hell, why was it given over? I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable.
The bear, Mr. Wright?
This was found at Mr. Ungard's mansion. However, Mr. Ungard was arrested at the hotel that night. Which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home. Also true, my point would have been, how can we establish that the bear was from Kurita's room? I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It is not possible that it was Mr. Ungard who took this bear to his mansion.
Why, that's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. There was no way, time-wise, for the defendant to have taken this bear home.
Phew, disaster averted. You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright. Huh? I remember clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Ungard's mansion. I can't believe the butler all this time, he was the killer. The killer and On Guard were working together, so to speak. And the killer was hiding at On Guard's mansion as its butler.
What a bold move.
The bear figurine was brought back to On Guard mansion by the killer himself. Shit. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, On Guard had to do so. I assume because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. This is too much. Isn't there anything I can attack at all? Yes, actually. Because it looked like the butler was giving it to Matt. But that'd be the wrong way around. Matt had to give it to him.
I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. On Guard. I see no reason for this trial to continue. Therefore, I will now hand down my verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out this way.
After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth. Any other objections, Mr. Wright? Well, do I? What should I do?
Yep.
I will now announce my
There's only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now we've had these two reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number one, accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, that very same figurine was found at the On Guard mansion. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client.
A real client?
Yep, could have been Andrews. This is all you have.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your testimony. Who was the client?
Let's pin it on her again.
Adrian Andrews.
Yep. I bet that. Hey, Synth, what's up? How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Matt On Guard for the crime by wearing a spare nickel samurai costume.
And the nickel samurai's arm that I saw.
That could have very well been Mrs. Andrews. You're doing good? That's good to hear.
But what about Mr. On Guard?
If you would please recall yesterday's testimony. Drink shit. I already have to buy water tomorrow. The defendant was taking a nap during the break period.
That's right, then finding this figure at Mr. On Guard's mansion.
It was a well-laid trap set by Miss Andrews.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this?
I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic, besides which there is no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either.
What is up with this trial? Come on, anyone could tell On Guard did it.
I can't believe the defense would go so far as to pin the guilt on someone else.
Yeah, unbelievable. It's not something petty, it's murder of all things.
My opinion is L plus ratio, Your Honor. Hey, Carrie. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. To save Maya. This is all to save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this is one fight I can't give up on. If the world chooses to become my enemy, I will fight like I always have.
Order, order, order! All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom.
Your Honor, for the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with this what-if game.
This what-if game, Edgeworth?
The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered, why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. The killer did specially bring that bear to On Guard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it? Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor,
The prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Mrs. Andrews. And who would that be? It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself.
Oh no.
Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Fuck!
10:54. 11:54 actually.
Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage, don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I'm not finding your desperation, you try to pin the guilt onto Adrian.
I swear the Stephen will pay. Mr. Nick! Pearls? Where's Mia? I don't know. A really strong power suddenly caught her away. Really strong power? Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is from Gumshoe.
How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal?
Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto.
Phew, that's good, pal.
What about you? Anything yet?
Have you figured out where the killer Maya are? We still don't have any leads, but
What? We don't have any more time.
if we just had one, even a single clue would be really helpful.
I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. Have I just run out of luck this time? Is all a hope for naught?
A tent!
Huh? A tent?
I can see a circus tent.
Mia! It looked like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called your way. She's locked in a dusty little room right now, but I could see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe? Is there a circus in town right now?
There's only one, pal. The very big circus.
Maya's somewhere within a 300-foot radius of the main tent.
What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map. About 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry!
And? I could see a mailbox under the window just outside. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox.
Okay, what else?
What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. Alright, Phantom, you have a great time at work. Thank you for joining in. You know, you have a great time. Well, as great of a time as you can have at work, XD. Felt like I was in an old office building, maybe the 3rd floor or so.
I heard her, an old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck.
Good luck.
I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal?
Mia, Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved. Gumshoe, please hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Now you're right, Phoenix. It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I have to make this trial last a little longer.
Court will now reconvene.
The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstructing of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have.
You've seen it before?
That's right, it's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets? Alright. Why? Why does she... This is an elaborate puzzle. What do you mean? You know the correct order. It can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity, just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's just a small jewelry box just by looking at it.
So, this figurine, that's a container of sorts, is it?
Yes, looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh, yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Looks like there really was something to that bear after all. But what? And there's cuts on it.
Wait, was it cuts from like forcefully opening it up? Or is that just the mechanism? That are the cuts just the mechanism, or are the cuts like someone trying to force it open? A puzzle.
That's right.
But it looks like an ordinary figurine.
True enough. People who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that this was a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly? So you can take it apart, and how would one go about doing that?
Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in.
Oh, yes, I see.
After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed.
Oh, this is most interesting.
My boy and his new toy. That's like he's 5 all over again.
Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on.
I think he's lost it. So what do you find after you take the puzzle apart? And how do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. Huh? It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland.
This was a present from you?
That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for Juan. So it was a present from Miss Andrews. Witness, let's continue with the testimony. So who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland, so I doubt there are that many people with this same bear in this country.
But it looks like it can be easily broken, especially if someone wants to get what's inside.
Well, it's a toy, but it can never be the same again once it's been broken. Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or jewelry box? I never told anyone. And as long as Juan never told anyone either, then only two of us knew.
Two of you, huh? And of course that means Miss Arngard didn't know, right?
I think this is about all I'm going to get for now. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize...
Huh?
That there's one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is... This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that can come next, and that is... What is inside this box?
What's inside?
That's right, that's what we are going to find out next, witness. Yes? You're the only one who can open this. Please, go ahead. There's a painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All I saw was Miss Andrews. Now she solves the puzzle and takes the bear apart. I've opened it. Is this what you want?
What is that? It looks like a...
No, don't tell me that's a suicide note. I don't think we need to guess at what that is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's a suicide note.
The suicide note?
The suicide note left by Juan Corrida's former manager, Celeste Impax. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as expected, it was hidden by the victim, Juan Corrida himself. That's a lie. It seems Celeste Impax has very beautiful handwriting, and she just beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely this note she left right before she committed suicide.
Order! Witness, did you know about this?
Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Because it had already been taken by the killer. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. At least that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is appropriate the contents of the note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it. And I was going to burn it, for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could, please read the content of the note aloud.
Very well.
The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste's impact left us a record of all that had happened to her. About being used and then thrown away by Enguarde, about being engaged to Kurita, and Enguarde's role in destroying that. And about how she decided in her despair to end it all.
And that's all Miss Impact had to say.
There's one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in sliding with Sir Enguarde.
Then what?
Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yeah. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the content of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference.
My word.
Matt Enguarde values above all his refreshing like a spring breeze image, which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost.
It's Enguarde's fault that woman killed herself. And this time he even went as far as to kill someone to stop him from revealing that. How terrible, what selfish person.
Guess there's those libel lawyers out there who would defend those creeps too. There's no room for doubt here. Mr. the Killer's quiet goal was to obtain the suicide note, and the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house.
It seems that we have come to truth at last.
No.
The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy for anyone.
How am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know, I have to carry him by him some time. Okay, there are two deadly pieces of evidence. The figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of the situation through one of those. The gavel's already in the judge's hand. Phoenix, hurry! Suicide note or the figurine? Which one of these should I pursue? Figurine. Please wait, Your Honor. Ah!
Oh man, look at that lawyer.
He's still going at it?
It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook.
The assassin took this with him from a crime scene after murdering Mr. Kurita, at the request of his client, of course.
Oh, what's your point, Mr. Wright?
I don't think it's possible that Mr. the Killer's client was Matt Enguarde. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. You can't tell by just looking at it that his base really is a jewelry box. And the chance that Matt Enguarde thought the note was inside this bear are 0 to none.
Oh, I didn't think of it that way.
Exactly, but I didn't think of it that way, eh? But did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. After all, there's no reason why Mr. Enguarde would ever want a jewelry box like this.
Order, order, order! You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
Thoughts? Well, it's just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. Ah, fuck. I believe a show of appreciation is in order.
Huh?
The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. Ah! I would like to direct the court's attention to this.
What is that?
It is a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying.
Spying?
What the? I thought that spy camera was in my possession. Man on guard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses.
And?
The victim, Juan Carrera, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Juan Carrera, by Matt on guard. Yeah, by himself, XD.
Order! Order! Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor?
you. Don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities.
Well, sort of.
Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright.
I see you're confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not the same one. Last night I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this gumshoes bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera.
For fuck's sake. But I got fingerprints weren't there.
Well, Phoenix, it looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. On Guard learned of the suicide note for this. He was watching the victim all along. Got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that.
Now what's the lawyer thinking?
Mommy, that man the bad killer guy?
Shh, stop, don't look at him.
Ah yes, the good old implicating evidence. We found fingerprints, DNA, picture of him handling it, 3 describing notes, how he bought it, and he wanted to do with it. Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're going to do next yet? What am I going to next? What I'm going to do next? Does running away like a frightened child work? I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this one, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing.
Well, what is it, Mia?
There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Something he should investigate? I would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden?
Alright, I think it's time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you?
I kinda do, because, why, actually? Oh! 8 p.m. to... Edgeworth didn't do his research. What is this piece of evidence that Mia's talking about? Can I figure out what it is that still need to be looked at, or should I let go? Nuh-uh. I have an objection, Your Honor. Huh. That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard from you, right? Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go so easily.
You're beginning to sound desperate.
That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all.
Huh.
In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said? So you're telling me that I forgot something? You're so close, Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. Please let this be it!
Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
My badge. Yes, I do believe some special examination is needed, but I think the item that should be examined is the defense's grade. No! It was only set for an hour each! Whoops.
Mr. Wright, after this trial is over, you would like to see you in my chambers. I think there are a few things we need to discuss.
No! Yes, Your Honor. Rare to speak, at least use your brain to make something intelligible. So you're telling me that I forgot something? You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it then? the note? Nah. Figurine? Nah. Could it have been a note? What is wrong here? This one not being correct is bullshit. Still, I call it. I don't see a reason to use the transmitter. I don't see a reason to call it a transmitter. Actually, no. He would have needed to be at home to get the evidence, right? Yeah, he would have needed to be at home. And he wasn't at home. Right? Oh, fuck it. Never mind. Shit. Do I really just like put a fucking note on him? Or the picture? The picture hasn't been brought up yet, so I don't think I have to like throw it out here. The bear? No. I mean, it could have been the positioning of the bear. Because he like looked at the crime scene, right? No. That'd be stupid. No, I think it covered the entire room the way it was standing there, yeah. I mean, has to be one of those four. Oh, look at the bear again. Look at the bear again, I don't care. There you go. What, is it just a note? There's no reason to examine the note, right? Right? I mean, what reason would he have to, like... mentioning the note is still here. Wouldn't you have destroyed it by now? Wouldn't you have destroyed it by now? I don't know. What?
This was Apex a suicide note, right?
Who knows? I mean, sure, the suicide note was found inside the spare, but the spare was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting of the suicide note is yet to be analyzed. You know, you got a point. Oh, so, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impax or not, that is yet to be even remotely confirmed.
Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be...
Mr. Wright, are you saying the suicide notes are fake? Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Vanguard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you? Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witnesses again. There's no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. Phoenix is accusing the witness again. The only person other than the victim who could have solved the puzzle is the witness herself. Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt on guard. I did no such thing. Right, if you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one to present this scrap of paper as evidence. What means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution?
That's enough. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on the suicide note?
It is as the defense has stated, the handwriting has yet to be analyzed.
If that's the case, it seems that yet again we have reached a point where a verdict is impossible.
Impossible? That's impossible! This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over to one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day.
I didn't want to do this, but I don't have a choice. I requested both the prosecution and defense further investigate.
You're running alliance with my blood, that's just the lawyer trying to buy more time!
Vanguard is guilty. Look, any idiot could tell you that.
I think we've reached the end of the line.
Guilty! 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 Guilty!
Shame! 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 Oh, sorry, my phone's ringing.
What does that sound?
It's Gumshoe! Beep. Hello? Gumshoe! What is it with him? And what's with his sighing? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer?
He got away.
What?
I'm sorry, pal, I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way of making up to you, I really do.
Anyway, what's going on?
We found his hideout, pal, but the two of them were already gone.
This is terrible.
I'm going to keep looking for him, pal. Don't you worry. Just need a little more time.
But
don't tell me we don't have any more. Guilty, 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 guilty.
You hear that? They're calling for his head.
Mr. Wright, I can't. For us to come this far and... Oh!
What is it?
Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth.
I can't do that.
Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm about to enter this proceedings. You may take your phone calls after. Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch! Mr. Edgeworth! Please, you've got to buy us some more time.
Court is in session. You did not just do that. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying?
Mr. Wright, this is a court of law.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but...
I am reluctant to do this. However, it appears that I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until the...
I really can't do anything.
Court is now adjourned for today.
Unless...
Huh?
Please wait, Your Honor.
Edgeworth? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time.
For what purpose?
We can perform necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time.
But can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes?
I believe we can, Your Honor.
But wouldn't it be better if we adjourn for today and then reconvene tomorrow?
30 minutes. Please, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking for.
Please, Your Honor. Very well. At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. But be advised that I will not allow another recess today.
I'm not sure if this is helping or hurting us.
The court will now take its final recess of the day.
Fuck! Right, well, what's going on with my situation? The cure, it looks like he got away again. 30 minutes? We can't find her in that time. Ugh. Beep. Report.
Is that Mr. Edgeworth?
We don't have time, just spit it out.
Right. It looks like we just missed him, sir. But the killer left a few things behind by accident in his rush to get away.
A few things. Can we use any of them as evidence?
Oh, I thought you'd ask, pal. I've got the things he left with me right now, and I'm on my way over.
Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first.
We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran.
What?
Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, but I've got to put the law on hold for now.
Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get in too much trouble over this.
With my hunk of junk car, I'd say I'll be in there about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry, I'll be there. Wait for me.
Alright. Just get here in one piece.
I'm on a mission and no one can stop me now, sir. No one. I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light.
Items left by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this.
Gumshoe?
Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe, answer me.
No one can stop me.
Detective Gumshoe in a crime spree. Actually, he's going GTA on this shit. Unfortunately, he crashed the car now. What happened? It sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? Got there and call for help. But we have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get to those items before daylight, the police will take possession of them. No! We can't let that happen! Well, if there's a way we can find out where he is, then we stand a chance. Why, oh why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Is there any way to find out exactly where he is at this moment? Bug Karma! That's right, there is a way! What? How? I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this! Why are you bringing up Francisco von Karma at a time like... Oh, I see. I'll try to get in contact with her. The chances are slim, but she's all we have. Franziska, will she even want to help us? Edgeworth? What is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty, but what I'm doing now, I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say, defense attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right. It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not, that can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict?
Prosecutor Edward here.
Yes, bailiff.
There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent.
They're probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. I must deliver justice. Oh, jeez. $2:35 p.m. Fuck you know.
Board will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready?
Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth?
That is... It's nothing, Your Honor.
What's wrong with Edgeworth?
It looks like something unexpected has happened to him.
No then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impact's suicide note.
Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, we have discovered that this suicide note is a forgery.
What? What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This note was not written by Miss Impact herself. It is a fake.
Huh? Order! 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 Mr. Edgeworth! Would you care to explain what is going on? If that was not written by Miss Impact, then who wrote it?
We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Carida.
But Mr. Carida?
Well, well. It looks like Miss Impact never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about En Garde. However, Your Honor, even though the suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. En Garde could not have known that, and still that fact remains unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it.
That does sound very plausible.
This theory that En Garde had no idea that the suicide note was fake. Something seems still wrong with it. The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. En Garde to not have known it was a fake. I'm saying my prayers.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth?
Fuck! So have the attorney's badge pinned to that man's chest is real? That is the $1,000,000 question.
Yes, I agree.
Me too. Gee, thanks! I'm going to take a wild guess and say that I messed up again?
Actually, there's something I would like to ask. Mr. Edgeworth, you had stated something earlier to the effect of the defendant had spied on Mr. Carida's private life. I believe this would mean that he would have known about the note as well.
That's it! Yes, it's so naturally! This means Mr. En Garde would have known that the note was fake. Ugh.
Order! Order! So there! See there, Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor?
I was the one who thought of the spying thing. Dumping in and stealing my thunder like that is simply... I can't even describe it.
Yeah, sorry.
I could have even bragged about embarrassing Mr. Edgeworth to my grandchild, had you not. For that, I assign you a penalty, Mr. Wright.
Fuck you! What? If only I'd kept my mouth shut.
So then, the defendant knew the suicide note was a fake. And if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way.
Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. En Garde's motive for murder was. It has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But Your Honor, it's not as if Mr. En Garde noticed Mr. Carida 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. En Garde didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place?
Order, order, order! Mr. Edgeworth, it looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave.
As I figured.
As you figured.
As I figured, it came down to this after all.
Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense.
When I heard the results of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next?
What next?
The prosecution can't prove Mr. Ongar's motives for the evidence. Then we must prove it from another angle.
Well, I agree with you there.
Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time.
Oh, well, that's fine.
However, this witness is a little unusual.
You're stuttering. This is not like him at all. Unusual. Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth?
This witness is one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelly the killer to commit murder.
That's impossible! Who in the...
No such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. Who is this witness?
It's...
Yes, go on. Who is it?
The man himself. Mr. Shelly the...
Pause.
What the fuck do you mean?
Oh, Mr. the Killer.
Could there be two of them? This is the theory. Could there be two of them? Could there be two of them?
But wait! Shelly the Killer! You mean the killer? I mean the assassin?
Yes, Your Honor.
He's coming here, to the witness stand.
Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission.
Well, Mr. Wright? Yeah? Is this alright with you?
We have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out.
The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if it really is alright to do this.
Very well, then the prosecution calls its witness to the stand. But is there no other way left to us? No then, witness. Your name and your, occupation, please.
Ah! I'm not doing the voice for the entirety. Very good, sir.
My name is Shelly the Killer, and I'm a professional assassin.
Right, say, what is going on here?
Your Honor?
How can you remain so calm, and what is the meaning of the two-way radio?
Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to this court.
But this must be what that urgent phone call you got earlier was about. Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we can't even be sure this is really Mr. the Killer himself.
Witness, please present some sort of proof that you are in fact Shelly the Killer.
I understand. Please wait a second.
I'm so hungry.
Maya! A voice! Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this?
The defense has no objection to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelly the Killer.
Looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances, so...
Now then, witness, there's one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else.
And what would that be?
At the time, at the request of the client, you killed Mr. Juan Carrera, is this correct?
It is as you say, I did indeed kill Mr. Carrera.
Now that we've answered that, let's move on to the name of your client.
Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it, a bad dream.
Shelly the Killer? What is he going to say?
Here's something I must first state. To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between the client and himself. And that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp the concept before I give the name of my client.
Well, your client didn't trust you, did he?
Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us.
Well, he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor. Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by his one belief.
You mean about this trust between his clients and himself, eh? There seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Well, Mr. Wright, I urge you to cross-examine the witness.
Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix.
Whew.
We can't hear anything you have to say later. Can you please just tell us your client's...
I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. As such, this is something I must first state. Do you know what the word first means?
Sorry, go on.
Well, it appears that this is one which you can't badger, Mr. Wright.
That's only because you don't know about my situation. The trust between you and your clients.
I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. And that is why you're testifying in this manner. It is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. I must preserve the killer name so my client can trust me.
But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust?
It has never happened before, but if it ever did,
Yes?
that person wouldn't be my client for very long. It would certainly... That's enough. Please, no more. Very well. It was only a hypothetical anyway.
That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. Would you? I would think that this would be very bad for them.
It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role.
A role?
This person tried to implicate another of the crime in order to save himself. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. You... Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? Would the gentleman who spoke just now excuse me, but would you care to die?
Wow.
Oh, no, I didn't say anything.
The judge had better watch himself.
I wish that you grasp the concept.
We understand, so please tell us the name of your client.
I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do.
Ah, egomaniacal.
It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you.
Somehow that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. I don't really care about all this extra fluff, just tell us the name already. Patience, try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand this mindset. He seems very steadfast and close, so you're gonna have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know. Well, you made your statement. You said it all already. Trust between you and your client. Yes, yes, yes. So, I was wondering about something you just said. You said the client had already broken the rules.
The person who frames another is the worst kind of human.
And that's why you feel you can betray this person.
I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role.
Just my luck, an assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured?
Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic?
This case just keeps getting better and better.
You can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed.
Everyone understands your point, I think. Really.
In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek.
You've made it crystal clear that you value trust overall. Else, I believe we are ready.
Excellent.
Well, bring it.
What is it?
I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. You can't ask it, Mr. Wright, and I will. Witness? What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Carita?
That person's name is... Adrian Andrews.
What? Witness? That's not who you told me it was earlier. Huh?
Tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews.
What? This can't be on the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that Mr. the Killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience of this court, Mr. the Killer told him a different name. Met on guard, perhaps. I knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. This witness is telling a very serious lie.
But you were the one who summoned this witness.
Ah, you, Shelley the Killer.
My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Matt on guard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal.
Well, all of a sudden it feels like we can actually win this. Yeah.
The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided the suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there is a possibility the defendant himself knows it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. Mr. the Killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all.
No.
With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt Ongard is innocent.
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I seem to have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue the discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict. Bailiff, please bring Miss Adrian Andrews in immediately.
What now? With the way this is going, Ongard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying. And Ongard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this?
Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would absolve the defendant?
Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Chair, the killer is certain lying on the oath.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now, it was all one big lie. Miss Andrews, suicide note may have been a fake, but that man, Matt, he's the reason Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me. It was a horrible, horrible lie.
But Mr. the Killer himself has testified. He has named you as his client.
No, that's not true.
Also, there's quite a bit of evidence to point to you. The knife and button, donning the Nickel Samurai costume.
But that's...
You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste's impact was a large part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead.
No. Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please. Help me. Yeah, I know the truth.
Mr. Wright,
Yes, Your Honor?
I believe we have reached the end of this trial.
Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh.
Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions.
I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? What am I supposed to do? We're fighting on. Phoenix? I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept I'm not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt Arngard is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I'm no better than Arngard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it's because of Edgeworth that I know the real truth. He could have gotten Arngard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? I never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, you do.
Mr. Wright, your opinion, please.
The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. the Killer.
Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright?
Right.
But, that witness had cleared your client for this testimony. Your job here is done.
I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth, that is my job, Your Honor. There's still more evidence to look at. And I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur.
Very well, the trial will continue. Mr. Edgeworth, please re-establish connection with Mr. the Killer.
Right away, Your Honor.
Has the verdict been reached?
Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more.
About? All you need from me was the name of my client. What else would you need me for?
Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are, usually done. What is he talking about? Usually done?
What shall we have and testify about now?
Mr. the Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail.
You legal people, your procedures. It is only wonder no one likes to go to court. I have already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Agent Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Carrito was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. This is not the most unexpected turn of events for the 5th time now. However, this time, everything has finally been revealed.
Just a second, Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth?
We still have the cross-examination to do.
But you don't need to question testimony like this. Do you, Mr. Wright?
Your Honor, the defense will question the witness. As if I have a choice here.
Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. You scrutinize the testimony then.
Then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so beneficial testimony, I suppose.
I don't understand what's going on anymore.
That makes two of us.
What is it, Mr. Wright?
If I press him the wrong way, I might raise suspicions on this end, and if I would have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit.
Yes?
How much is your fee?
I see you are also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney.
Huh?
If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial.
Yeah, no, I'm not thinking of
Mr. Wright!
Yes?
You want to kill me? You want me dead, don't you?
What? Or would you think something like that? You're
Guilty, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You are hereby declared guilty.
Witness, let's continue. Why don't you disclose the name of your client? They are your client, are they not? Oops, I'm a murderer now. I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill.
If I had a problem with this thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job.
Yeah, well, a change in occupation might be good for you.
However, I will say this. Even though I am the one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party.
That goes without saying, Mr. the Killer.
And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought they could run away from their guilt.
Are you talking about the button and the knife?
Yes, and my business card.
Oh, this card.
So that no one has to waste their time, including the police. I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible. You try to make things easy. My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service.
He's pretty devoted to his work.
But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from it. That is something I cannot overlook.
Huh. It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually, most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi too. Ah, no, I already told you, I have no intention of using your services ever. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one trial here? From the very beginning. That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. I wonder if that's really true. That's odd. Huh? So why do you think a client did that? What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky. And why would someone who has requested a murder go to the crime scene anyway? That is true. I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. Ongard. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? Certainly, that is not possible. Huh? My job is to kill, that is all, and to leave my business card behind, naturally. The business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall. And that's all you have to testify? Yes, and I pray that I will never be called to the stand again. Again? Hasn't you planned to continue? I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the fourth successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney? Excuse me? No, I'm fine, really. Are you really now? I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. What are you going to do now, Phoenix? All I can do now is expose the lies. It's true, however, you realize it would be very bad for our client, right? I'm so confused! The one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. Pretending to be the first, but she wasn't the first. They're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing. Most people try to create an alibi for themselves. From the very beginning, no, I don't want you dead. I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective. But shouldn't he be aware of the camera as well? Never mind. Yeah, but what about Teddy? Why did she make him bring it out then? Oh well, you know. I don't know what point to bring it up then. Never seen a crime, but I don't know. I never felt a crime. What about the bear? What about the fucking bear? Okay. Never mind. Good question. Why machine when it was dead? But then how would you know if the note? Never mind. Oops. Nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for Mr. Prick. Fact. Mr. Matt on guard guilty! I mean, he is, but still. I mean, he is guilty, nonetheless. Technically, I'm always winning. Technically, I'm always winning. Fuck! Yeah, but the camera was running for a very specific amount of time. So the breaking of the rules is the fucking camera. Shit! Oh, do I have to show the bear? Nope. That's an alibi. At the very beginning, he was dead. Yeah, because of the spy camera. Because of the fucking camera! Situation at all times. Does it show the receipt? No. And I already did show the fucking mini camera, right? Yeah. Fuck! Why didn't you leave her own fingerprints then? Yeah, why didn't you leave her, why is she so stupid to leave her own fingerprints then? If she only wanted him to get slammed. Thank you so much for taking the time to testify, Mr. the Killer. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, huh? Your client had no idea that Concrete had been murdered. But how? How do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass. Mr. the Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Krita had only fainted, which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. This glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they would have never left their fingerprints behind. I see your point. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? Thoughts? Strangely enough, I just had the same exact thought just now. Witness, how do you explain this strange phenomenon? Isn't it a waste of time to ask about such a minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? I'm afraid you're mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Krita's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection to this absurd situation? Huh? Phoenix? The killer figures out what we're up to. We're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say things like that without any evidence. Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, what was an awfully weak objection for the two of you?
Anyway, I am positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. That's a bit of a flip. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken.
Very well.
Right now I have to buy us more time. Oh, wait for the items to kill left behind to get here. I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items.
This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I've made no mistakes. So you physically met your client, huh? That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
"1 week ago, are you sure?"
Yes, I am quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations, and I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind.
Please stop.
In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind.
Specific date and time. Did you ask on why that specific night?
No. I tried to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request, but as for why, I only had my suspicions.
Your suspicions, huh?
So what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request that night? I'm sure it was all for the bear.
The bear?
My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Cruise's store. I would like you to retrieve that item for me.
You must be talking about this bear puzzle. Said the figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to the hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its contents at the press conference after all.
That is correct. And if I had not done the job that night, I would not have known where that bear figurine was.
See.
Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
Yes, actually. The testimony just now has made one thing clear, and that is... the client knew the secret of the bear figurine.
Huh? Why is everyone so quiet? Mr. Wright, I think all of us already knew that. Oh, really?
Witness, please continue with your testimony. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right?
Of course I did.
What was that? What was with a brief pause? Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details.
I always meet my client, a matter of principle. I have never taken a request by telephone or mail.
And why is that?
That's because I value the trust between the client and myself above else. And the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance?
Kind of, yeah. But... hold it! Hey, Fems, what's up? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. Every part of this is important. Of course it was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. Killer had met his client before the murder, then it's unlikely he is mistaken.
So you're saying that this client really was Adrian Andrews?
I guess so.
Just see, just as I said.
Fuck. What am I supposed to be helping here? Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax. Okay, cool. So your client was Adrian Andrews?
That's correct.
Well, he says the two of them met. What if they did? Then there shouldn't be anything wrong with the killer's testimony. Well, there doesn't seem to be anything strange this time around. Nah. We'll be able to find a flaw in his testimony somewhere. Talk about a delicate balance. Yeah, don't worry, I know. Which one talked about the, who's Adrian Andrews? On guard's manager. The manager of my current defendant. Okay, this is not referring to the time. Maybe have to bring it up in a different way. Maybe have to pull, yeah, pull the bear now, like, maybe? No, okay. Fair. Swing for star, stab. Yeah. Certain bar. That's a week ago. When was this ordered? When was this ordered? Check a newspaper. The newspaper is completely irrelevant. This is about Los Gatos. This is whatever. That was a week ago. That's one of the specific nights. Go for the bear. The suicide note, exactly. Well, yeah, it shows that we have, that everyone has the fucking... I mean, yeah, everyone knew about the figurine. Not important. Why he meets his clients is not important. That wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my question. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I have already told you, Mr. Wright, I did. It was only through talking with him. Did you just say him? My dear sir? My dear sir?
That's what I thought. I can trust this person as a client. It's true that they say about killing talk face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just not of any importance?
Yes. I heard what I think I heard just now. I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of utmost importance. That man just slipped.
Really?
That's the case. Witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony.
Very well.
The moment you saw him, you are aware of the fact this is a woman, right? I would like you to go over this one more time, you know? You met Adrian Andrews at the bar and took request at the time.
Yes, that is correct.
And that's when you thought he was trustworthy.
How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct.
I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale.
What?
Shelly the Killer, huh? You have never met the real Adrian Andrews.
Why would you say that?
Because you made one very big slip-up. About her.
So what is the issue? What did you say just now? About her?
If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you that she is a woman.
Ooh! Order in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this?
This witness testified to the following, that he always meets face-to-face with a client when taking their request.
Just never met Adrian Andrews in person.
Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly the point. That means Mr. Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. Why is the radio sweating? Or oiling? Oilers.
Mr. Redruth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake?
I believe it has to do with her name, Your Honor.
Her name?
Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name. Exactly why I slipped up the first time as well.
Yes, I see.
Unluckily for Mr. the Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender. And so, he simply picked the wrong gender to go with.
What? What is going on? Shelly the Killer, this court demands an explanation.
I think somehow I must have mixed up this client with another. So does it mean you remember something different now?
Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more.
I know he's just going to spit out more lies.
Very well, but this time, please give us the truth, and nothing but truth.
You took the request by mail.
I have to be times, but I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of one Corrida and 2 or 3 small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought of my client to be a man. So you took this job through a letter.
He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he is definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know, I can't make him suspicious. But I think we're okay. Like we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it.
Noted. Let's begin the cross-examination.
But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients?
Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible.
But didn't you meet your client this time?
No, I did not.
Oh, calm now. Let's stop with this game of cat and mouse.
Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me.
Alright then, just cough it up and confess.
Mr. Wright, you can't badger with such harsh words.
Ah.
You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof Mr. Killer met his client?
Not yet. I'm sorry, Your Honor, unfortunately I don't have any proof yet.
I see. And your line of questioning was just another waste of time.
Sadly for us, Your Honor, this is
nature of right and wrong. Haha! And why would you not meet certain clients? Recently, I have been receiving more requests. If I meet each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities. Nice business opportunities. On top of which, times have changed. It is now the age of information and computers, correct? Well, I have joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail. Electronic mail? Do you have to mail that in a special insulated envelope? Ah, I'm very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. What I meant by electronic mail is what commonly referred to as an email. Email? And it consists of mimicry the judge would beat a parrot hands down. Anyway, so you took this job without having met your client, and... what are these small things? Yeah, 2 or 3 smaller things. Yes. And what were these other things? A few things that have nothing to do with this case. Should I do? Should I let him slide with that? Nuh-uh. It'd be really bad if I pushed his button the wrong way and he got mad. Fuck it. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney. Yes? Everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client, which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with the cross-examination. Yeah. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? That's... I smell disdainful for backstabber, and should you turn out to be one. Fuck. Uh-oh. This is looking really bad. You're impressed my luck. Alright, I have to think. Is this worth pursuing? Oh, you know what to say. No time like the present. Well, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. The bear figurine? After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Kurita's suitcase. And then, what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client? Interesting. This information certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony. So you're saying that you never saw your client's face, not even once? I did once. It was when I went to give my client a figurine. Yes, I see. But Miss Andrews was wearing a mask at the time. But Miss Andrews was wearing a mask at the time. A mask? Nickel Samurai mask, I'm guessing. Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about this? Do you have any problems with this piece of testimony? Yes, kind of, but it would kill me. Because... kind of, but it would kill me. Because if the figurine was in the suitcase...
figurine was in the suitcase. He opened up the suit, you know. The figurine was in the suitcase. He instantly picked it up and gave it to her. She couldn't have been wearing that outfit. Am I trying to frame Arian? Yes and no. How come? Because this man is holding... Because A, Matt is a fucking cunt and he deserves to go to jail because he's the actual killer. And B, that bastard is still holding Maya hostage. How come she couldn't? Phoenix's job is to find the truth. Exactly. She couldn't have because she walked into the crime scene afterwards. She walked into the crime scene afterwards. And if he instantly gave the figurine over to someone wearing a Nickel Samurai suit, that could only be Matt. Also because the suit in the suitcase did have the mask. One thing does sort of stick out at me, Your Honor. Witness, I think you most definitely saw your client's face. Let's recall Mr. Powell's testimony. I went to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his Nickel Samurai costume. Matt gave the bellboy a tip. You received quite a large roll of cash from Mr. Ongard, and at the time he was not wearing his Nickel Samurai mask.
Order. Yes, now that you mention it, I do remember that. Witness.
Yes, at night I did wander to the floor as a bellboy. I received plenty of tips that night for carrying juice to various rooms. Is that so wrong? Huh? The man who gave me that tip was not my client. He was probably a very generous person. Thanks, Edgeworth. I'm sorry, but sadly we are not nearly so generous here. If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays. But why on earth would I stand around here prosecuting? Oh, the deja vu. Isn't the salary more than enough for one man?
And where is your evidence that the large roll of cash was not in fact a tip? Come, Mr. Edgeworth, show me the money.
What? Mr. Attorney?
Yeah?
You know, I think your line of questioning has been a little strange. In fact, I would say you don't seem to believe Miss Andrews is my client.
Oh no, it's not like that at all. I just think lies aren't a good thing, you know?
Oh, I know and agree. Lies are not a good thing at all.
Ah.
I think we are on the same page now, aren't we, Mr. Attorney? Remember, if I feel the threat in any way, I'm free to cut contact at any time. Please forgive my foolishness.
If only you were like this apologetic all the time.
Shut up, Judge.
Anyway, I do not see a huge contradiction here. Therefore, you may continue to work.
We've pretty much reached the end of the rope here. Huh? Seems like we're still okay to me. And that's exactly what is so bad. At the rate we're going, we will end up completely destroying the killer's lie. If we do that, you already know how serious of a situation that will put us in. Oh, yeah. All I can do now is pray that those items reach us in time. Well, guess we gotta stall for more time. We gotta push it to the edge. I found this figurine of Mr. Arngard's mansion. If you gave it to Mr. Andrews, then what was it doing there? I was waiting for her there. It was also part of the plan to frame Mr. Arngard, I'm sure.
That makes a lot of sense. Well, Mr. Wright, do you have any problems with this piece of her testimony?
I kinda have to have a problem with it. I kinda have to have a problem with it. You know? What if I just say no? It's no use. As long as I can't put my finger on the central problem here. This animal will be extremely dangerous.
Usually Mr. Wright has no problem. Well then, let's continue.
Well, now. Push me to the edge, cause I welcome death. So the killer says he gave the figurine to Miss Andrews. But I know somewhere in that statement there is a contradiction. And yet,
I know that if I present something trivial here, he will cut the connection on his end. If you want to make a strong point, Phoenix, you have to present strong evidence. She's right. So now what, Dr. Wright? Ah. We go over again. Request by mail. Yes, but it's that exact this is that exact chapter. But if I notice you're looking that shit up on Google, I'm going to throw you the fuck out. Say that you always meet your client. You're not? Okay, then, you know, I'm just making sure. Met his client. Do I have proof that he met his client? The receipt irrelevant. Because he has because you could have bought it without meeting the man. You could have bought the receipt without meeting the man. Because that was his because he started spying on him beforehand. Like Matt started spying on Juan beforehand. What was she holding the card? Because she picked it up from the crime scene. She picked it up from the crime scene to allegedly frame Matt. To allegedly frame Matt. How did she get it? Funny assassin man has a calling card, so he always puts it next to his murder victims, and she picked it up because she walked in it. She walked into the crime scene to, you know, who placed it there? The killer did. Autophoto? I think the photos are irrelevant at this point. Actually. Nah. Nah. I still didn't need the map yet, unfortunately enough. Who is that? Oh yeah, that is no, that's just yeah, it's because Adriana's that specific suit because she was in that room. Adrian, not Adriana. Nonetheless, Adrian was in that room because, you know, she did indeed shank the man post-mortem. Man, this man. What if I have proof? Proof something here. Are you sure about this, Phoenix? I'm not. I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure about this one bit. Yeah, none of this works. None of this really works. I mean... Down with a bear. So, what do you think? I'm gonna say, what do you... However, right? For all intents and purposes, transceiver radio. Oh. Unfortunate. I mean, granted, he is guilty. So we're still winning. We're still winning. Maya might be dead, but we're still winning. Oh, that proof right now. But she gave it to him. Did he find it? Yes, he did find the figurine. He picked up the figurine, brought it to Matt because, you know. And then someone arrived back at the manor. Shy the killer, if you had really given the bed to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. True, she would have taken it out. This item. You see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going. Where's everyone going? Do I need to pick a suitcase? Your Honor, please think back to Mrs. Andrews' testimony.
He was going to burn the suicide note. Even if for a single minute this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hands, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it.
Order, order, order! So that's where you two were going.
So by the very fact the suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells that your client didn't know how to assemble the puzzle.
Which means?
It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Fair, actually.
Order, order, order!
Mr. Phoenix, Wright. I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think the cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. Oh, that's enough. It is your intention and there is only one thing for me to do.
Wait, please!
Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to. No, please! Not that! Please wait. Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end and I may stay my hand, otherwise...
What in the... Mr. Wright, are you? Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor?
I didn't understand this outburst just now. Do you think there is a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough?
Well, we should. Edgeworth, we can't do this! We keep this up, my... shield... Ugh! Prosecution...
What has come over everyone? When you are...
Prosecution rests.
What is going on around here?
The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. Is man telepathic? Kind of.
What? Well, I never thought I'd see today. This is a most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. Killer's testimony is accurate.
How do you know that? Edgeworth knows of everything that's happening, though. Edgeworth is fully aware of what's going on. We filled him in.
That would mean that Shaggy the Killer's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor? Eddie boy is five-head.
If I had the trial here right now, then your client, Med on Guard, would be declared innocent. And in this place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder.
Andrews? Charged with murder?
The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt on Guard, to the stand.
Again, for the killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could. It looked like our time has run out. Can't believe it! The outcome now lies in your hands. What do you mean in my hands? You piece of shit.
Dear, did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think if you are a truly innocent and good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent.
So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out.
Mr. On Guard.
One the church's lawyer I have, giving his own client up like this, dude. And that refreshing like a spring breeze crap, it's just this atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Can I side with justice? Or should I save Maya's life? Better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? But if I did that, Maya will die! If I say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews will be charged with murder. Do I say he's guilty? Or not guilty? Every choice I make, someone's life is going to end. It all hinges on what I choose.
Well then, Mr. Wright,
Let's hear the defense's final statement on this matter. The person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, and your client, Mr. Matt On Guard, is innocent.
There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer is going to say what I want, aren't you?
Right?
I can't do this! I have to cite something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. Client, Matt On Guard is... I am not letting this motherfucker walk out of his courtroom alive.
We're waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt On Guard, your client deserves an answer.
But it's still a... I was being overdramatic. Leave me alone.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry.
Matt On Guard is... Yes! Yes! Franziska von Karma!
What are you doing? Ow!
You see it now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix, Wright? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off of that scruffy fool. Did you bring them? The final pieces? Do you have them? You should know better than to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence here is in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy, he's fine, and his injuries are minor. All of the items are inside this.
What a filthy old cult this is.
I've never hated this woman less in my life. This gumshoe's ticket spot is tied at racks anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought long and hard this whole trial, all for what is inside that raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside that code lies a crucial piece of evidence. Your Honor, inside that filthy code are the defendant's final pieces of evidence.
Your vital evidence.
Imagine it's useless, that'd be hilarious. But now, we will deliver justice. Justice for all.
The trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial.
What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence, down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence.
I suppose you're right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies here. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by the court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please.
These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during this escape from the police.
You must have been in quite a rush.
Yes, Your Honor. The killer left 3 pieces of evidence. What among them pieces of the evidence we're about to see? There will be something that will turn this whole situation around, like a miracle. I'm sure of it. That is all we can hope for. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? Yes, because you shot for Francisco. Does the pistol have any relation to this case? We have yet to perform a ballistics test, so I can't say anything for certain. However, I believe it has something to do with this case, at least with me. Yep, that's the one we used to shoot Franziska in the fucking shoulder. That's the pistol he used to shoot you, isn't it? That's what I believe, yes. Oh! I kept the bullet they removed from my shoulder as a sort of memento. I'm sure it will be an excellent sample for the test. So that's the pistol that was used to shoot Franziska. It's probably not going to help us very much. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. I bet the killer took that from Onguard's mansion. Give me all the details. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time to. Oh yeah. But I would speculate that this tape is very important.
Why would you say that?
Because he came back to his hideout for it.
The killer went back for it.
That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of the officers at the site. But somehow it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Kelly the killer is no ordinary man. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform.
Is that a uniform from the Gatewater Hotel?
Was that used during the crime? I am almost certain it was. There's even a pair of black leather gloves in one of the pockets.
There's no doubt about it, the killer was wearing this on the night of the murder.
There's one thing I found interesting about this uniform.
And what is that?
There's a button missing on this uniform.
Really now?
A button. It's a very unique button. I'm sure if we were to recover it, it will provide us with an interesting clue. Dear God, buttons. That is all I have to present, Your Honor.
Just as I thought.
And what is that, Your Honor?
I'm sure we were under normal circumstances. These items from Shady the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing.
It is who is the client.
Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Miss Von Karma. You may step down now.
Wait, Your Honor. Please allow me to examine this new evidence.
Overruled. This court has already all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict.
Wonderful, absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix? I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far. You can't give up now. But no matter how you think about it, it's try, for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of the situation for us.
2?
The first? Make Arngard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict.
Huh?
The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Arngard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but... Can Mia just take the case already? No. That's asking me to do the impossible. The second way. Force the killer to end his contract with Arngard. If the killer were to no longer think of Arngard as his client, then he would let Maya go.
Mia, that's even more impossible! He's the man who values his duty towards his clients above all else!
I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle.
The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence.
The piece of evidence was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what he always worked for us?
Huh?
The other side? Wait, does she mean... You mean to turn things around? Phoenix, the judge says he doesn't need the evidence. If that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence? The defense, prosecution, and the judge, we have seen all the pieces of evidence, and that is how we come to know the truth. But there's one person who has yet to see them all, and that person does not know the truth. That truth, it may be what will bring about the miracle in the end.
There are no objections to this time, correct? No, then, I will pronounce my verdict.
While we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids.
I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. I'm not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then, you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, for you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance. One chance? Please show your evidence to who you think is the right person. It's impossible to turn the situation around with one try. One try, that is all I will permit. I have to try to remember. Everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix, think! There must be a way to save Maya while taking Arngard down at the same time. No then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show evidence to? Try to recover the tape, but why? There has to be something disgusting on that fucking tape. There's something incredibly disgusting on that tape. We try to recover it. What about the camera? We don't care at this point. This camera, however, this is specific. Actually, yeah, hang on. I see. And now, tell us this piece of evidence you would like to show to this person. He was watching her ass. He was specifically going for the time of murder. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I don't have anything to say to this. How about you, Miss Von Karma? Well, I was just shot, so... I'm afraid I can't allow you to answer. Fuck you, man! No one understands what you are asking about anymore. Wait, please, one more Fuck you! That is bullshit. Right from the corporate on one of the streets alone. Maybe the tape recording is of the camera? Who knows? Killer's a man of his word, so I'm sure he released. Oh wow. He was found guilty, of course. The miracle never happened. Maybe it was never meant to. Because a miracle is something that doesn't exist. Well, at least we got the bad ending. At least I got another Steam achievement. At least I got the Steam achievement. The bear, yeah, but the bear leads over to the girl. You mean this bear? I don't know. I really want to see the fucking tape recording.
Yeah, we don't have the content, that's the issue. I really need to show the I really want to watch a fucking videotape. The killer clearly does. I mean, yeah, he's seen it. But if we just show it to him again, it's fucked. Like, he knows what's on it, isn't it? Like, he knows what's in it, so showing it to him again will just, like, whatever. Right? Do we have anything with the gun? Not really. Like, it's just, he used it to, like, shoot Franziska in the fucking arm, so, like, Edgeworth gets here. This one, I'm also confused about this one. Franziska's also holding the bullets hostage, that is true. I'm unsure about the uniform though. You're right, I want to show Edgeworth my badge. Hell yeah. Like, like, showing this one to the killer is, like, too obvious. It seems too obvious. It just seems too obvious. It seems too fucking obvious. What? Are we just gonna be like, haha, you can't kill her, we have to tape or some shit? Surely I can't just go, haha, we have your tape, motherfucker. I think there's some merit in showing this evidence to the witness. Please bring in the transient from earlier. Alright, it looks like I managed to convince him. That's bullshit. That's the easiest one. Oh yeah, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence. Yep, one is all I need. I have here a videotape. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get it back. That was most regrettable. Although it was an order from my client, I was told to protect that videotape. Because that's the videotape from the fucking camera. Okay, so he wasn't aware of... He didn't know. He didn't know what was on the tape. I thought so. Wilfred does seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the content of this tape? I was sternly told by my client to not watch it. So I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you are on this tape. Me. There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Yeah, it's that one. Your actions were being recorded. But that was what the camera was for! Fine game, you win. What? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Who was that that planted the camera? Well, the only person who could have placed the camera at this scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. That was so they could film you.
I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I'm gonna like burn save games here for a second, hang on. I would like to know why. Why did man on guard film the crime scene? The reason why he did it is might take it out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why your client would secretly film the crime scene. They... Blackmail seems the most plausible. Blackmail seems the most plausible. But he might also just get off on Quan dying. No, it's always blackmail. Your client once told me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. Well, I'm no weakling, I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Oh, come now, Mr. Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly the Killer? Someone dug their own grave. It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yeah, quite natural. That is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for the witness. Yes. You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that is right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. I see. That's all I wanted to know. So the traitor becomes the killer's next target. Ah, I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you your precious item. What the? I'm not an item! Beep. Oh yeah, thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness! This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, actually, I don't quite know what just happened there with the client and the witness and... Ah! But Mr. Kama, what did that... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict. Mr. Ongard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You'll finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Yeah. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watched this video. Help me. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is that right with you, Mr. Wright? We have finally reached the end of the very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there's no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Right, Chief.
Yeah, or Andrews goes to jail, that's the thing. Also, as much as I want the cunt dead, this is a place of justice. This is a place of justice. So, slam the cunt. Man on guard. No, if he goes off scot-free, if he goes off not guilty, he's gonna get shot. If he's in jail, he might not get shot. After he gets released, he'll die. Even though I'm a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me? My wonderful self? Guilty? Even if you got an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger. Not to say over. You'll probably get shot for the boss of the jail. It's fucking... it's fucking Green Dolphin detention jail. No matter which way you look at it, you can't run away from the crime anymore. Ooh, ow, owie. Owie. Well, I mean, if he makes himself bleed out, that saves us some trouble.
As always, it looks like we have uncovered the real truth.
We? I don't remember you helping out much in this one.
Mr. Edgeworth, I was met on guard.
I've left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full-course meal of whip liver right about now.
Very well. That was a close one, wasn't it, witness?
Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair.
You must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did.
How should I put this? She has an illness. They would choose death, that is no concern to me. Yeah, but not Edgeworth. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I'd finally been saved.
Whoa, this is the first I've ever seen her smile.
I'm really happy that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at this moment. This is the first time I've felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. Yay! Happiness!
Looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there are still a few things I'm confused about, but everyone seems to be good spirits, and that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned.
March 23rd, 5 p.m. 5 p.m., jeez. You were great out there, Phoenix. Well, I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time, but you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize that there is something more than just getting a no guilty, right? Yeah, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Better get Maya some burgers. She's gonna get like a 19-course burger meal.
Oh, Mr. Wright, rescue the defense's science tape from this matter.
And the evidence. Client Matt on guard is... Is he guilty or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. And your answer? Your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right. Edgeworth! I have good news. Maya's now safe in police custody. Really? Pearls, you're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, she's quite safe. She's on her way here as we speak in a patrol car. Ah, missing Maya safe! You did it, you really did it, Mr. Nick! How? She punches deceptively hard for a kid. I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. Thanks? Oh, what's wrong? Miss Von Karma. Ah! About earlier, thanks. Ow! Why are you still smiling? Mr. Phoenix, Wright? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy?
Yes.
I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time, after all, I was like that myself until a year ago.
Edgeworth?
For my own personal victories, and for guilty verdicts. I used every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless, but... A man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me. I fought him in my usual manner, and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then... It was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that happened, so I left prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. Huh. As well you should have. A prosecutor ashamed himself of defeat should crawl into a hole and die. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense! The prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant, but every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses, the truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight. With the knowledge we hold and everything we have, erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We claw and scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach the one single truth. This I promise you. The truth? Yes, that's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, Wright? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man went into hiding. Isn't that right? This man who only had his sights set on victory. Who ran away into the night. Ah! Is Mr. Edgeworth white, Mr. Nick? Sure, you let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me. All those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why, 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that the Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's what I told myself. You pathetic fool! Miss Von Karma! I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. A Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Yeah, tell about that about your dad who's behind bars for tasering us and fucking with evidence. Idiot. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma. And neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Jessica threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else. Ah! Isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right? Okay. Nick! Maya! Missing Maya! Missing Maya! Hey! Oh, Nick, I knew you would come through. You got on guard convicted? Like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me.
Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you. We sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing here.
Whatever, whatever. Look, it's over, okay? Besides, if I did croak, I would just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Is it really that easy to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're alright. Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Hey. Alright. I think it's time we get out of this depressing place.
Huh? Where we going?
Food, Nick. Food! Grub, chow, I'm starved. I'm so hungry even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick.
You think I look like a burger?
I'm a prime rib at least. Come with Mr. Edgeworth, please. If you insist.
Alright, so how about we hit up our usual burger joint?
Don't be silly, Nick.
Huh?
This case messed up that awesome evening. And got in the way of my gourmet food. So I've decided that we have to make it up by having another feast.
Another feast?
Come on, Nick. Food!
Food? Oh. Are we just gonna break into the hotel? Hey, pal. Sorry to keep you guys wait.
You look messed up, my man. Gumshoe, are you alright?
Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things.
A telephone pole?
It wasn't a red light that got him. And again, city boy. Got like the deal the hot was going to give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, it was not exciting than every last episode of Steel Samurai.
Thanks. Look, yeah, Mr. Student Prosecutor. What do you reckon your boy was right to you already? You'll start being a lot nicer to him, you might just kick it tonight even. So, I'll keep that in mind.
Well, come on now, everyone get around.
You're gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer.
Looks like Lana bought herself a new camera. Hey, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come on, tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal.
Amen to that, pal. Amen.
You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved us today. Play the day detective. Me, you really think so?
He's right. If it wasn't for the free items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending.
Oh, well, you know, it's,
Why did I give her a heavy... Why did I give it the heavy Scottish accent? Because people said she's like a backwater girl and I wanted to make it funny. And he was described as, you know... So I gave her like the fucking, like, giga fucked up accent. That's just the it's funny.
Oh, wait, that's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir.
What? 4?
Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket.
And what's the 4th item? Ah, come on, Yar. It's over. But who, boy, I tell you. You're here something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped. Never a dull moment with you, eh? You think? Why does she look so happy about that? But being shut away for 2 whole days. Weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had a rough gal. So, where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mr. Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway. Ah. It was nice to finally see them both smiling again. Nenny. Huh? What is that, Worth? This thing is picking something up.
Oh, that's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Thanks to her, I had the most awful experience of my life, sir.
I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me.
That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location.
Oh, it's probably busted or something, sir.
Well, doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have some work to do. Huh? But Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet. And you've eaten way too much, you glutton. I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Wait.
What? I just want to say, thanks, Edgeworth. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying thanks, it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. My attorney's badge! Yes. What's this? Thank you. Well, thanks to you two. You. And her. You need to thank me. I was only doing my job. Looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mr. Maya. Huh? Yes, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean... Pearly, would you cut out already? You're embarrassing me.
Anyway. So, who's paying for this lovely dinner party?
As if you need to ask, everyone say thank you to Nick. Huh?
Oh, yeah, I'm kinda at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles, pal. So I kinda already put your name on the bill.
Huh? Yeah, I got me a situation just like myself. There's this camera shot in this hotel, you see. I just bought myself this gold beauty here. It'd be better for any you than £3,000. Huh? Huh? Hello? Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since it's on your tab and all. What? 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 Isn't this great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? Oh, you don't need to hold back. No, you hear?
Yeah, pal, time to let it all out.
It's going to be the first time I hear the real you. Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all. Alright then, you say so. Wright just explodes. Man's just got into Giga Death. Oh, we did it, gamers. Really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge already. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. Yeah, Phoenix is so generous. I'm so happy that you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. I'm so happy for the two of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel is a popular place for honeymooners. So I sort of made reservations for the two of you, just to get... What?! Maya, stop getting accused of murder or being kidnapped, literally.
Well, pal, it looks like I'm back in the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief, and he got me reinstated for my sake. I heard you say things like letting that one go is better for all of society. I knew it! Crashing headlong into everything is the only way to live, pal.
Okay. Also, hey Jace, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Oh, you're her. I'm Maggie Bright, I'm retiring this uniform as of today. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joy to the people who come by the restaurant, sir. Hope you'll stop by anytime, Mr. Wright.
Yes, I'm here to visit a patient. Director Harding.
recently, yes, that girl, you know, I haven't seen her around, yes. But I remember if I even laid as much as an eye on her, I would go crack. It didn't matter if I got whipped up, yes.
Where do I play this game? This is on Steam. This is the Steam version. But it's also never... And... But work? No, we are serious. I plan to make a fabulous flight to Zimbabwe. Hey Max, what do you think of Zimbabwe is? What do you think Zimbabwe is like? Do you think there are castles made of cake and bunnies who can walk? Who can talk? That's not what Zimbabwe is like, my dude. Even they won't laugh at most jokes. Except probably Xbox. Is it on PlayStation?
Already, there's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears.
It is? Huh, I didn't know. Might have become temperate for my humor. Go cards for...
Good, you act that worked out. Prepare for the Hallelujah chorus.
Isn't every console? That's nice.
Say something, Will. You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it.
That's good to know.
What's this? Brad, it's just an ordinary electric razor recharging on its stand. I can't believe this. Really? How long do they plan on making me do this?
Wasn't it released first on PlayStation? No, it released originally on the Nintendo DS. Phoenix, yeah. Phoenix Wright started on the Nintendo DS. And then it got like re-releases after on certain, you know. Then it got from the DS to the other DS and then it went to everything else. Wonder when they'll post another one. I asked a friend of mine, and the only thing that's still missing is the Phoenix Wright versus Professor Layton game. If I recall correctly. But I forgot who has the fucking Professor Layton IP. If Nintendo has the Layton IP, we're fucked. Actually, let me check real quick. Let me pull up my phone. Was the first 3 Ace Attorneys for the GBA? True, actually. True. True, the first couple ones were oh yeah, true. The fifth trial on the first game that was DS exclusive. Professor Layton IP holder. Who owns that IP? Level 5 of all the rights. Level 5. Are these like properly in business? Level 5 games. Oh, they were Nino Kuni. Oh, I see. List of games. Let me see. Oh yeah, cool. Never mind. Yeah, they're bringing out shit. Oh yeah, they're making a new Imazuma 11 game. Right. Professor Layton and a new Word of Steel. Oh, there's a new Layton game coming out this year, actually. Curious. They did Yokai Watch? Oh. Ultimate Fantasy Life Online. No way they did that. So yeah, you know what? If they figure something out, what's the GBA? Bro, I'm fucking old. What the fuck? Oh my god. I just aged 20 years and you asking that? Holy man. I think I just grew grey hair. Fuck. Anyway. Anyway. You just never heard that acronym? Interesting. Anyway. But yeah, you know what? Level 5 seem reasonable, guys, hopefully. So they could pull one out if they, you know, huddle together and be like, hey, what's up, fellas? Stop contributing to my prices. Where are you going, Francisca? How did you know I was here? With this? That's... I heard you were planning things on a certain person. Things like tracking devices in this code, for example. They just recently came back to America. I mean, you know, if they huddle together, they might huddle together with Capcom at some point. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. He told me there was a fourth piece of evidence. 4 things? It seems he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here? It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up! You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be a Manfred von Karma's daughter. Francisca. So many expectations from everyone around me, expectations I must fulfill. I'm expected to win no matter what. And failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius, there's no doubt about that. But me, I'm no genius, I've always known... Your father tried to tase me in the evidence room, got convicted of that, and actively tampered with evidence, and was found guilty of murder. I'm sorry to tell you, ma'am. Your father's a cunt. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you're a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown my whip away. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Right. You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take my revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You were going to use it during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics, isn't that right? Heh. Today you chased after me after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you say you are going to quit your walk down this prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Francisca von Karma. Oh shit! I am Francisca von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now, so you had better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. Oh, I hate her so much. Phoenix Wright, one day, someday. I'm sure we'll meet again in the battle. Just shut up and kiss already. Last piece of evidence that never made it to you. I'll take good care of this fourth piece. Uh-oh! I can give it to you. When at last we meet again. Aren't they related? No. Not by blood. Oh hey, it is the shell card. Did she take my badge? Hey! Hey! We did it. We did it. So, So, hey, you know what? Fuck it. So yeah, that. Now I gotta play the Apollo Justice trilogy. I don't even have Trials and Tribulations finish. So yeah, that was Phoenix Wright, Phoenix Wright Justice for All. We'll do Trials and Tribulations. I'm gonna treat this like I do Yakuza. So we'll do something different on the next like 2 Wednesdays, especially because I just did 3 streams in a row. So next 2 Wednesdays are gonna be something different, and then we're gonna do Trials and Tribulations. Yeah, we're gonna play some Half-Life now. Half-Life 2 to be exact. We're gonna play some Half-Life 2 now, to be exact, because I did say we're gonna do some, so here we are.